Welcome to SPSC online classes and I am your math teacher. And students, now we are going to solve math assignment number 8. Okay, in this assignment we will do review exercise of chapter 1. And review exercise are always based on your previous topic. So that's why we will revise previous topic first and then we will start review exercise question answer. Okay beta, do you remember about the prime number and composite number as we already done? Okay, prime number, a number that have just two factors, a number that have just only two factor. Let a number is 5. So 5, we will check that 5 has come in which table. So 5 has come in table 1 and itself. It's mean 5 has just two factor. That's why we have to say that 5 is a prime number. Fine. And second, we already done about the composite number. Composite number, a number that have more than two factor. Let a number is 8. So first we will find the factor of 8. So 8 has come table 1, 2, 4 and itself. It means there are how many factor of 8? 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4. That's why we have to say that 8 is a composite number because 8 has more than 2 factor. Understood beta? Okay, now we already done about the index notation. Index means power. Power of any number is called the index notation of that number. That a number is 2 power 3. So it's mean the index is 3. Fine, power or index have same meaning. So simply we can write 2 power 3, 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply. It's mean 2 3 times. And let a number is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. So first we will count number of 2. How many number of 2 are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can write in index notation 2 power 4. Fine. And we also learn about the square root. Square root means this is the symbol of square root and the value of square root is 1 by 2 and we can find the square root of any number by using the prime factorization method. Let a number is 16. So what will be the square root of 16? Simply first we will find the factor of 16 and then we have to make the pairs because here we are talking about the square root. Then we will find the final square. So 4 is a square root of 16. Understood beta? Okay, cube root. Cube root means what is the value of cube root? Cube root, this is the symbol and the value of cube root is 1 by 3. We have to discuss and we can find the cube root by using the prime factorization method. Fine. And now come on the HCF. These are all the topic in the prior knowledge. HCF. HCF. Okay. H mean highest. C mean common. As I told you, each and everything factor. So it's mean HCF mean highest common factor, that how we can find the highest common factor of 2 or more numbers. Fine. So there are two numbers 6 and 12. So how we can find the highest common factor? As we already learned that first we have to find the factor of 6 and 12 by using the prime factorization method and then we will find the common factor and the multiplication of common factor is called a HCF. And the last topic in prior knowledge is LCM. LCM. LCM means least common multiples. And least common multiple have also a formula. That first we will find the common factor and then the product of common factor and non-common factor is called a LCM. Understood beta? Okay, now come on the new topic. Okay, now we will start the review exercise. Open your book, new syllabus mathematics. Okay, we are doing chapter number 1 and review exercise 1, page number 23. Review exercise number 1, page number 23. Fine. Okay, now we will start from the question number 1. And question number 1 is find the value of each of the following by using prime factorization method. So they are saying find out. Review exercise is based on your previous exercise, and we already done previous exercise 1A and 1B. So I guess you have the idea of each questions, that how we can solve these questions. Fine. Okay, find the value of each of the following by using the prime factorization method. A part and B part. A part they are asking about the square root, and B part they are asking about the cube root. So how we can find the square root and cube root? First, I will do A part. Question 1, A part. Square root of 1225. So they are asking find out the square root. First, we will find the factor of 1225 by using the prime factorization method. So 1225, first we have to check that the last digit is 5. It's mean this one is a odd number, and odd number cannot be divided by the table of 2. So we will start from the table of 5 directly. 5 2s are 10, and then 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25. Again it can be solved by the table of 5. 5 4s are 20 and 5 9s are 45. And then table of 7, 7 7s are 49, 7 1s are 7. So write down the factor of 1225. 5, these are the factor 1 5 5 7 7. Write down in product form. As better you already done these type of the question. Fine. Then we will make the pairs. Why? Because we are talking about the square root. So 5 square multiply 7 square. And we know that the value of square root is equal to 1 by 2. So write down the value of square root. And remove the square root sign. One by 2. So it can be right 1 by 2 after the bracket. It's mean when we will open the bracket, this power will use each number inside the bracket. 5 square multiply 1 by 2. And then 1 by 2 will apply on the 7. 1 by 2. 2 with cut with the 2, 2 with cut with 2. Just 5 multiply 7. It's mean 5 multiply 7, 35. And 35 is a square root of 1225. Understood, beta? You can check here. Is your answer is correct or not? So 35 square root means we will multiply 35 two times. What will be the answer? 5 5s are 25, 5 3s are 15 and 2 17, 3 5s are 15, 3 3s are 9 and 10. 5 7 5 12 2 1 KD 1 1 2 and then 1. Again 1 1 2 5. Question is obtained. It means your answer is correct. Understood, beta? Okay. Now do the next part in your notebook. Find out the cube root. First you will find the factor and then you will make the cubes of factor and then you will apply the value of cube root. Now come on the question number 2. And question number 2, estimate the value of each of the following. Estimate means guess. That we know that the square root and the cube root of these values are not possible. So we will estimate a number. We will guess a nearest number that can be find the square root. Okay, 63. So 63, we cannot find the square root of 63. So what we will do, as we already done these type of the question in exercise 1A and 1B. Question number 2, estimate mean guess a number. So the square root of 63, it means we can't find the square root of a 63. So we will estimate a number. So we will use this sign and this sign is called a round off. It means we will take a number nearest to 63. So we can take a 64 number because 64 is a square root of 8, as we know that. We can check. First we will find the factor of 64 by using the prime factorization method. So you can solve here directly. First find out the square root. So 64 table of 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 16s are 32, 2 8s are 12, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 times 2. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So then we will make the pair 1 2 and 3 pairs. 2 square, 2 square, 2 square. And then as we know that the value of square root is equal to 1 by 2, put the value of square root and remove the symbol of square root. So put the value of square root on each number. And then 2 with cancel with 2. 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. So what will be the answer? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. It's mean 8 is the square root of 64. Fine. So you can write here 64 is equal to 8. It means the square root of 64 is equal to 8. Understood, beta? Okay. And then you will guess a number. You will take a round of 345. And then come on the question number 3. This is your task. Do this question in your notebook, all the questions. Fine. Okay, question number 3. Determine whether each of the following is a prime or composite number. It means we will check that which one is a prime number and which one is a composite number. And we already learned that how we can check a prime number and composite number by divisibility test. Understood? Okay. Question number 3. And part A. A number is 753. So how we can check this is a composite number or prime number? As this is a large number, if we have a small number, let a number is 6, so we can find simply that 6 is a prime number or composite number. First we will find the factor of 6. If 6 have 2 factors, it means it's a prime number, and if 6 have more than 2 factors, it means 6 is a composite number. But 753 is a large number, and it's a very difficult for us that we will find the factor of 753. So what we will do, as we already done that how we can solve a large number, how we can check a large number that there is a prime number or composite number by divisibility test. So first we will check the last digit. For divisibility test of 2, we will start from test 2. So we will check the last digit. The last digit is odd. 3 is odd. It means a whole number is odd and it cannot be divided by the table of 2. So the divisibility test, for the divisibility test 2 is not possible. And then come on the divisibility test 3. So for 3, what we will do? What was procedure? We will add all the numbers 1, 2, 3. So 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 5, 15. And then we will check that 15 has come in table 3. Yes, 3 5s are 15. It means 753 can be divided by the table of 3. So if a number can be divided by the table 3 or satisfy the divisibility test 3, it means that number is a composite number. It means 753 is a composite number. Understood, beta? Okay. Now you can find the second B part, that 757 is a composite number or prime number. It's your task. Now question number 4. Question number 4, the number 840 and 8316 written as the product of their prime number are, these are the factor of 840 and these are the factor of 8316. Hence find A part. In first part they are asking the greatest whole number that will be divide both numbers. So the greatest whole number, it means they are asking about the HCF. Highest, greatest have the same meaning. It means they are asking about the HCF. So you will find the HCF in first part. Question number 4, you will find the HCF. And you know that how we can find the HCF. First you will write the factor of 840 and then you will write the factor of 8316, and for HCF you will open the power and then you will make the pairs and at the end you will multiply. Understood, beta? And in second part, the smallest whole number, it means LCM. In second part you will find the LCM, and LCM you will write the factor of both the numbers, and then you will write the formula of LCM. As we know that the formula of LCM is equal to common factor. It means you will write common factor with highest power multiply non-common factor with highest power. Understood, beta? It means first you will write the common factor and then you will multiply with non-common factor. Okay? Now this is your task. Do this question in your notebook. Step by step. Fine? Okay. Now come on the question number 5. Okay, now question number 5. The least common multiples of 6, 12 and n is mean equal to 660. Find all the possible value of n. So we don't know about the value of n, that what is the value of n, and the 6, 12 and that value is equal to the LCM of that three values is equal to 660. So how we can do this question now? Beta, first we will find the factor of 660. Question number 5. So they are saying that LCM of 6, 12 and n is mean equal to 660 and we don't know about the value of n. So find all the possible value of n. Solution. It's mean first we will find the factor of 660. 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6, 0. 2 1s are 2 and it will become 13. 2 6 are 12 and then 2 5s are 10. 5 3s are 15, again 5 3s are 15, and then 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, and then 11 1s are 11. So these are the factor of 660. Write down the factor of 660. 2 multiply 2 multiply 5 multiply 3 multiply 11. So it can be write 2 power 2 and then write down 3 after the 2 and then 5 ascending order. Fine? Okay, the common factor are 2 and 3. I think these are the, as they are shown there, 2 and 3 are the common and 5 and 11 are not common. We don't. So it's mean 5 and 11 are the specific non-common factor. So what will be the n value, possible n value? So there are the possibilities. First we will start the power of 0. When 2 power 0 multiply 3 power 0 multiply with 5 multiply with 11. What will be the answer? 2 power 0, any number have power 0, it's mean we will write 1. It's equal to 1. Multiply 3 power 0, it's mean 1. Multiply 5 multiply 11, it's mean 55 and maybe 55. Second possibility, when we will put 2 power 0 and then 3 power 1. 1 is the highest power and 2 have 2 highest power. So 5 multiply 11. So 2 power 1, 0, 1 multiply 3 multiply 5 multiply 11. So what will be the answer? 55 multiply 3. 165. Maybe n is equal to 165. Fine. And then possibility 3. 2 power maybe 1 and then 3 power 0 multiply 5 multiply 1 11. These are the possibilities. 2 power 1 2 multiply 3 power 0 1 multiply 5 multiply 11. So what will be the answer? 11 5s are 55. 55 multiply 2 110. It may be n is equal to 110. Then 4 possibilities. 2 power 2 and then 3 power 0 multiply 5 3 power 0 and then multiply 11. 2 power 2 means 4 and then 3 power 0 means 1 multiply 5 multiply 11. So 11 multiply 5 55. 55 multiply 4 220. Maybe n is equal to 220. And then next one is 2 power 2 and then multiply 3 power 1 multiply 5 multiply 11. These are the possibilities. 2 power 2 4 multiply 3 multiply 5 multiply 11. So what will be the exact answer? 4 3s are 12 multiply 55 660. Maybe n is equal to 660. So these are the possibilities. Under HCF, again we will find the HCF of all the number of flowers. Fine. Okay, in first part we will find the HCF, and then in the second part the number of each type of the flower in the basket. Each mean every basket have how many flower. So what we will do, look at the board. In first part, as we are doing question number 6, in first part I will do the first part first. Okay, better you will write the complete statement. First you will write the number of rows, then number of lilies, and then number of orchid. After this, the first part is large number of basket. It means HCF. They are asking about the HCF. So the HCF of 108, 81 and 54 are, we will find the HCF. It means we will find the factor of all the numbers. 81 by prime factorization procedure. So we will take their table in which all the number has come. So table 3, 3 3s are 9, 3 6 are 18, 3 2s are 6, and then it will become 21. Then 2 6 and 3 7s are 21, 3 1s are 3, and then 3 8s are 24. Again we can use the table of 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 9s are 27, 3 6 are 18. Again 3 3 4s are 12, 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. It's mean the multiplication of factors are called HCF. So HCF is equal to 3 3s are 9. First we will write in product form, and then 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. It's mean the greatest whole the largest number of basket that can be packed is equal to 37. First part. Now in second part, the number of each type of flower. Each means every basket have how many flowers. So the number of rows in flower. So you can write second part. First we will find the number of roses. It means we will write the total number of roses 108, and then divide by the number of basket that have packed how many baskets are here? 27. So when we will divide 108 divided by 27, 108 divided by 27, you will obtain 4. It means the number of rows in each basket is equal to 4. And then number of lilies is equal to, how many number of lilies is 54, then divide by HCF is equal to 27 multiply 3 is equal to 54. It means 21s are 20, 23s are 54, 3. And then number of orchid is equal to, the number of lilies were 81. So 81 divided by 27, and then 27, when we will divide 27, 81, so you will obtain 3. Fine. And then number of orchid. Okay beta, after the number of roses, come on the number of lilies. Total number of lilies are 81, then divide by number of basket 27. 81 divided by 27, you can check on the right side, you will obtain just 3. It means each basket have 3 number of lilies. And then number of orchid, the number of orchid is equal to 54 divided by 27, and when we will divide 2, you will obtain 2 answer. It means the number of orchid, each basket have number of orchid is equal to 2. Understood beta? Okay. Do the practice of all these questions in your notebook.